Hello everyone, I am Kiran Patel. I am a freelancer software engineer. I have 10 years of experience in this industry. So please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. So in today's video, I will be talking about improving MySQL performance with query cache and implementing InnoDB buffer. So I will be using DigitalOcean Ubuntu server and also following the article provided from DigitalOcean on optimizing MySQL with query cache. So I have copied all the queries from this page to here. I will provide you this link in video description so you can follow this tutorial. So let's go ahead and start. So first of all, you need to check if your MySQL version is supporting query cache. So I already purchased one demo server. So you have to first log in into MySQL. And this. So basically I don't have password for MySQL, so it was working just typing MySQL. If you have password for MySQL, you should be using something like this. P for password, enter your password, and it should log in into this. So basically we have a query cache option in our MySQL version. Now we will check the default configuration for query cache. So as you can see, we have specified some of the configuration, but the fourth parameter, query cache type, is off. So basically we have to turn it on for enabling query cache. Now we will check the performance without query cache, so we can compare the difference. Okay, so sorry, I already have created this sample DB, used this sample DB, and already have inserted these records, but I will go ahead and add a couple of more. Yeah, so I now have 20 records in my table. I will set profiling is equal to 1 and then run a select query. So as you can see, it took this much time for returning this select query. Now we have to go and change the MySQL config. So it will be located into etc MySQL conf.d MySQL.conf. So this is a MySQL configuration file. So we have to place this configuration in MySQL block. So I will be appending them in the end of the file. So as you can see, query cache type is equal to 1. So we have enabled it. So there are total 3 possibility for query cache type. First is 0 or off, which means no query cache. The another is 1, which means always do cache the query, and the third option is 2, where you can specify cache in the select query, in a MySQL query. So it will only cache the queries which have specified the cache parameter. The second option is query cache size. So it is advisable to use 100 or 200 MB of cache size. Don't go beyond that because it will create an overhead, and you can actually omit this query cache limit, but I'll keep it as it is. Now we will have to restart the MySQL process, because there is no error in restarting MySQL. The configuration is working fine. Now again go into MySQL and check if our configuration is working. So as you can see, the fourth parameter is on now, so we have enabled query cache. Now we will run couple of select queries to check the performance. So for this first query, there will be no cache to return, so it will actually go and create the cache. Now if we run this query second time, this will return the result from cache. If we check the profiles, so as you can see, the time has decreased, and if I show profile for query 1, so these are the steps which MySQL performed to return our select query result. Now for the second query, it will only check for the cache, and because the cache exists, it will return that. So the result will be quicker. And yeah, this was MySQL query cache. Now so the default storage engine is InnoDB. So if you do not specify any engine, so it will create a table in InnoDB storage engine. Now we have to enable InnoDB buffer pool to optimize InnoDB performance. So what is InnoDB buffer pool? So InnoDB buffer pool is memory space that holds many in-memory data structure of InnoDB, buffers, caches, indexes, and even raw data. So basically what does this mean is you can specify your MySQL that you want some data to be stored on RAM, so you don't have to go into disk to read those data, so the performance will be increased. So for enabling this InnoDB buffer pool, we have to specify only one config. So here this also goes into MySQL block. So the InnoDB buffer pool size, you have to set it to 80% of your RAM if your RAM is more than 2 GB. If not, you can specify, I think, half of your RAM, because you have to keep your RAM free for OS operation and other stuff. So I only have 1 GB, so I will keep 512 MB. InnoDB buffer pool, and you have to again restart the server. So this will enable InnoDB buffer pool for MySQL. So I implemented these changes for my client website, which had like 300 concurrent users, and the single page was so much heavy that it would have at least 10 queries in one page. So if you calculate, there will be roughly around 3000 queries per second, but most of them were only select queries, so it wasn't a big of a problem. but by enabling this InnoDB buffer pool size, I have improved MySQL performance by manifold. So previously when we deleted cache, the actual PHP cache, it was crashing MySQL server. But after applying these two changes, we can delete that cache anytime, and there is no problem in MySQL. So yeah, and the another most important thing is, please do not try directly this on your production server. Make sure you have demo server which you can experiment with, because these settings might break your MySQL or even crash your server. So make sure you back up your old MySQL config, so even if you have to go back, you can use that MySQL conf file. Yeah, so that was it. I hope this helps. Thank you.